Young Taoist Master Chen. Wanner's grave has been glowing red and wailing like a ghost every day. You absolutely must suppress her tonight. A mere fiend. I can snuff it out with a flick of my hand. Watch closely. What fiend? The red glow and ghostly wails are just traps the old man and I buried. If it don't scare you out of your wits, how are we supposed to empty your pockets? Living immortal, young Taoist master, is truly a living immortal. With your heaven-reaching spiritual power, even if Lord Yama himself came, he'd have to kowtow to you. Airing. Wake up my ass. Lord Yama really has come to collect me. The old swindler, and I never buried any black smoke trap like this. There really is a ghost in this grave. Haha, finally done it. Those bastards force me to abandon my physical body and cultivate the way of the dark ghost. Perfect timing. I'll use you mortals as nourishment. My legs moved. Move, damn it. My gate's precious treasure. You're just a mortal, an ant. How could you have such a priceless artifact? Uh, uh. I survived. What the hell is that broken bee the old swindler gave me? This is that evil cultivator's physical body. Since he was a cultivator, he must have treasures on him. This is a storage pouch. A real cultivator's storage pouch. Can't open it. Not a trace of spiritual power. I can't open it at all. Heavens above. You gave me a second life. In this man-eating world as a homeless orphan living on borrowed time, fine, I'll take it. But why won't you even give me the lowest grade spiritual root? The divide between immortal and mortal. Is it really going to slam the door shut in my face? It's all junk. Even a mountain of gold couldn't buy half a steamed bun with this. A transmigrator's cheat ability. A broken mirror that can only absorb moonlight and repair secondhand junk. Even if I fix this soul banner, so what? Without a spiritual root, I don't even have the right to activate it. Wait. How does this mirror repair secondhand junk? Since this evil cultivator had a spiritual root when he was alive, can I use a secondhand one? Wash it for me. Absorb it for me. Forget it. What's not meant to be yours, you can't force. A mortal is a mortal. Uh. This is. No way. I actually have a spiritual root now. Hold it together. An evil cultivator just died in this godforsaken place. Who knows what other trouble might stir up? Good, he's just unconscious. He should wake up before long. If he really died here, and the authorities traced it back to the old man and me, we'd be in serious trouble. No good. This broken body is way too weak. If I keep freezing out here in the wilderness, I really might die here. Can't worry about you lot anymore. Survival comes first. You goddamn corrupt official. You'll die a horrible death. Huh, serve him right. I always said that Daoist surnamed Luo was a fraud. Tell me about it. I heard last night, when a Li family servant got up to pee. He caught the bastard red-handed in the backyard, burying that green powder that makes ghost fire in the rockery. Caught him on the spot. Not just the Li family. Old Zhao from the west side of town. Widow Wang from the front street. They say this con man was putting on ghost shows and swindled dozens of taels of silver. Captain Zhang of the patrol office gave a direct order. This time he's going to skin him alive. I am exposed. Everyone in town knows I'm his little apprentice who plays the ghost. If I show my face now, I'll be lucky to escape the jail with my skin intact. It's not that I'm betraying my master. It's just that a clay bodhisattva crossing the river can barely save itself. Every man for himself. Ha ha ha. Look at you in that ratty Taoist robe, sneaking around like a thief. You must be that con man's little apprentice who plays the ghost, right? Captain Zhang gave the order. My bones feel like they're falling apart. 2 lives lived. And I finally have hope of cultivating immortality. This broken mirror can't conjure a divine weapon to cut these chains. And it can't conjure a life-saving elixir either. Am I really going to die miserably in some mortal prison? Cough, cough, cough. Old Luo, you're awake. Little Tuo. I never thought. I've dodged death my whole life. And this is where I end up. And I drag you little brat down with me. Old man, don't talk like that. Save your strength. This body of mine was already full of ailments. And now with my legs broken, I won't last long. When they bring us before the court, you swear up and down that you knew nothing. I'll take all the blame. You're young. Just act pitiful enough, and the magistrate will at most give you a few lashes. You won't get the death penalty. The road ahead, you'll have to walk it alone. Old man, I won't let you die for nothing. There has to be a way out of this. SBK 0. Old Luo, don't rush to say your last words. Tell me honestly, what exactly is this golden bead? Last night at the graveyard, this bead burst out with a flash of golden light and blasted a cultivator's soul to pieces. Sigh. I knew it. Since it revealed its power for you, then I suppose I'll tell you everything. You always thought this old man only knew cheap parlor tricks. But many years ago, when I fled famine to the Lianyan Mountains, I saw a true living immortal. That old immortal took pity on me and let me stay at the temple as a sweeping boy. I once saw him command a flying sword. One strike cut off the head of a fox demon, bigger than an ox. I was born dull-witted, with no spiritual root in my body, destined never to walk the immortal path. On the day I left, the old immortal gave me this immortal, evil-repelling golden bead and said it would save my life once. In my life, I've done every kind of low, filthy deed. Until that winter, when I dug you out of Snowdrift. You little brat. You were so hungry you didn't even have the strength to cry. Old man, stop talking. Save your strength. All these years, we two have depended on each other. I may have bossed you around plenty, but in my heart, I've long treated you as my own flesh and blood. When I left, I swore up and down that I'd make something of myself and go back to see him. But after I came down the mountain, I fell into bad habits. and became a swindler that everyone curses. How could I ever show my face again? I was afraid of dirtying that pure and quiet temple. The Lianyun Mountains. Fulong Temple on the Luoxia Peak. When you get out, take the golden bead and find the old immortal. And in my place before his prayer mat, kneel and knock your head 3 times hard. Tell him his disciple Luo Lizi was unfilial. What I owe her in this life, I'll repay in the next, as a beast of burden if I must. Lianyun Mountains, Luoxia Peak, Fulong Temple. I've got it. As long as I get out of here, I'll make sure your words are delivered. I'll kowtow a few extra times for you. Xia Oto. Since that golden pearl manifested its power on you, maybe you're born with the seed of a cultivator. Go beg him for immortal arts. Lianyun Mountain Range. Fulong Temple. I'll remember that. Hey, the old man croaked. Saves us the trouble of dragging him to court for a beating. Open the door and lock this kid up. The old man's dead. This bad debt falls on your head now. The valley masters are in an uproar. The county magistrate has spoken. You'll take the fall and pay for it. Spare the blade. Captain Zhang, hold up. Master Sun, this is the county jail. What are you doing here? Young Taoist Master Chen. Living immortal. Last night, if not for your mighty display, shattering that grave fiend with golden light, my whole family would have been finished. Fire the guns. Here's 500 taels of silver. The victim's money. I, son, will repay it tenfold for the living immortal. The rest is for the magistrate and Captain Zhang to buy tea. Anyone who dares touch a single hair on the living immortal, I, son, will fight them to the death. Hurry up and take off young Taoist Chen's Kang. You blind fools. Money makes the ghost turn the mill. Old man, you schemed your whole life, yet lost to these few hundred taels of sheer luck. My master's body. I'm taking it with me. Rest easy, living immortal. I'll arrange a fine coffin right away. Old man Luo, your whole life you love drinking. That watered-down rot gut from Spring Breeze Tower. Today, drink your fill. You con people your whole life, but at the very end, you wanted to play the good master who sacrifices himself. Too bad your abacus clicked loud, but you still didn't figure out the rules of this world. Whatever. Through all that chaos and chance, at least your disciple scraped by with his life. Old man Luo. Your disciple is leaving now. Old man Luo. I will go to Fulong Temple. First, to kowtow and repay my vow for you. Second, in this vast sea of people. That's the only thread of immortal fate I can grasp. Without spiritual power, the storage pouch won't open. As for that demonic cultivator's banner, even if I could repair it, I absolutely cannot touch it. With no cultivation, learning blood binding, I'd probably drop dead before the binding even took. Restore it. Seven Fiend Art. All heavenly script to me, except the opening summary. I can't understand a word of it. So it's a matching demonic art. Righteous or demonic. In this man-eating world, as long as it keeps me alive, who cares if the cat's black or white? But I'm not crazy yet. No one to guide me. Blindly practicing a demonic art. If I go into chi deviation, I wouldn't even know how I died. Energy's depleted. So my only life-saving trump card is spent. How do I walk the road ahead? Since this treasure mirror can repair second-hand things, will it work? Try and see. Not a stir. When it fixed that Seven Fiends Art before, it only took a dozen breaths or so. Could it be this mirror doesn't work on Buddhist treasures? It worked. Energy's depleted. The harder it is to repair, the more it proves this thing's origins are immense. If it fixed in a few tries, I'd actually doubt its power. What rotten luck. Can't even find an inn to stay in this cloud-water town. How could it not be crowded? Fulong Gate opened its mountain doors wide this time, recruiting disciples en masse. Everyone for hundreds of miles who wants to send their kids to learn martial arts, all piled in here. At the foot of Sunset Peak right now. Even a fly couldn't squeeze in. Lianya Mountain Range, Sunset Peak. Both place names match up. But I've been asking around for 2 days. Not a single person in this town has heard of Fulong Temple. What's perched on Sunset Peak is a famous martial world sect. Fulong. Old man Luo couldn't have misremembered before he died. Decades of years. Seas change, fields turn. That temple was called Fulong Temple. And this sect just happens to be called Fulong Gate. How could such a coincidence exist in this world? The townsfolk are deeply wary of this Fulong Gate. Either that old immortal master had a whim and built this mortal power, or that immortal master already wandered off, and this Sunset Peak got taken over by a bunch of mortal martial brutes. Either way, even if there's only a 1 in 10,000 chance, I have to go walk through Fulong Gate. This body is 14. So what if I'm past the age for martial training? With a mind of 2 lifetimes. As long as I find some excuse, even if I just sneak in as the lowest floor-sweeping servant, that's enough to search for the master's whereabouts. Brother Chen, look. Standing on that high platform. That must be a big shot from Fulong Gate. Brother, when the hunt starts, stay close to me. My dad sold the family's only old yellow ox, just to scrape together my travel money. Even if I have to risk my life today, I've got to get into Fulong Gate. To enter our Fulong Gate, you must possess perseverance beyond the ordinary. Within 1 hour, climb the vines to the cliff top. Only then do you pass. Fall midway or exceed the time, and you're all sent back down the mountain. Begin. This broken body's too weak. If I keep climbing like this, I'll definitely lose strength and fall. I need to find a hidden corner and use the treasure mirror to restore my stamina. Brother Chun, keep going. You can do it. Good kid, you too keep. Oomph. Yao Qin. Whoa. Brother, grab my vine. Don't let go, whatever you do. Brother Chun. My hands hurt so much. Don't talk, just hold the vine. No, I can't fall. This is the chance my dad worked so hard to get me. I have to join Fulong Gate. Brother Chen, thanks for pulling me up. So young. And already so vicious at heart. That was close. If not for the mirror restoring my strength in an instant, I'd never have lasted those last dozen-odd yards. Brother Chun, I clearly didn't climb to the top within the time limit. Why wasn't I sent back down? Why am I still kept here? Big Stone, don't panic. You didn't pass. But the perseverance you showed just now must have been noticed by the stewards in the sect, especially you, losing an eye and still pushing on. Fulong Gate values not just natural talent, but also character. Is that really true? You few indeed didn't reach the top on time, but your perseverance is commendable. That's why you were kept as an exception. But our Fulong Gate promotes based on merit, boy. How old are you? You've practiced the age-changing art? No wonder I passed. And got pulled aside alone. In answer to the steward, this humble one would never dare deceive you. I am 14 years old this year. Steward, please see clearly. This humble one has been orphaned and destitute since childhood. I have long admired the prestige of your noble gate. I know full well my spiritual roots are mediocre, and that I do not meet the requirements. But even if I could only sweep the floors or chop wood within the gate, as long as I could catch a glimpse of the hero's bearing, I would be completely content. That is why I was bewitched into concealing my age. I beg the steward to show leniency. This is a rare medicinal herb I happen to gather, offering it as a gift. A token of respect for the steward. Consider my apology. You little rascal. You're quite amusing, aren't you? But the gate's rules are strict. Letting you stay does not mean I've agreed to accept you as disciples. You still need to answer one question, and you're no exception. If your answer satisfies me, I'll let all of you into the gate. Took my century-old purple blood ginseng, and calls his bribe a blessing. Slippery old fox. Thank you, steward, for your kindness. Steward, please present the question. Listen carefully. Suppose 7 severely wounded fellow disciples are trapped in a desperate situation. And in your hands, you have only 3 pills that can keep them alive, and 4 sharp blades. The blades can only be swung 4 times. How can you divide these 3 pills? Evenly, as the saying goes, among the 7 to eat, thus prolonging their survival until rescue arrives? The steward could place the 3 pills side by side and use the 4 blades to cut them respectively, grinding them into fine powder, mixing them in water, dividing into 7 bowls. Then everyone gets an equal share of the medicine's effect. What about you? 7 people, 3 life-saving pills. No matter how you divide them, not everyone survives. Since there are 4 blades, then simply swing those 4 times and grant the 4 most severely wounded a release. The remaining 3. Each gets 1 whole pill. In a dead-end situation, sacrifice the pawns to save the chariot. Only then can the flame be preserved. What a ruthless disposition. The rules of Fulong Gate cannot be broken. You're over the age limit, and this one-eyed boy has exceptionally poor aptitude. If I directly make an exception and accept you as formal disciples, it would be hard to silence the gossip within the gate. Considering your perseverance is acceptable, go to the scripture pavilion on the back mountain first. Work as a handyman sweeping and cleaning. If you work diligently in the future, perhaps you'll also have the chance to become formal disciples. Thank you, steward. Thank you, steward. Dangling a carrot. A cripple with no backing, rising through sweeping floors? Just cheap charity from those on top. This humble one will surely be diligent. Finally got everything sorted. Brother Chun, I still feel like I'm dreaming. We actually really got into Fulong Gate. My father used to say, if you're willing to endure hardship An iron pestle can be ground into a needle. As long as I work hard here, once I learn real skills, I'll go down a mountain and buy back my family's old yellow ox. Yeah, as long as we stay, there's always hope. The handyman work is heavy, but that's exactly the perfect cover. As long as I can access the basic texts in the scripture pavilion, I can figure out the meaning of those ancient characters. Cultivating immortality as soon as possible is the real path. How is that possible? My senses didn't detect it at all. Footsteps approaching outside the door. You are? Haha, you're quite quick with your hands. This old man's surname is Wei, name Wei Tom. I'm the steward of this scripture pavilion. Steward's son informed me yesterday. I figure it must be you two little ones. Greetings, Steward Wei. No need for such formality. This old man has been in the scripture pavilion for many years. If you don't mind, just call me Old Wei from now on. Uncle Wei, you flatter us too much. From now on, we'll be under your command. If there's anything you need, Uncle Wei, just give the order. You're a sensible lad. Since you come to this scripture pavilion, I need to make the rules clear first. The first floor of the pavilion mostly stores miscellaneous scriptures and ancient texts. You too, every morning, must wipe down the bookshelves once. Be careful not to damage the texts. As for the training ground outside, the fallen leaves must be swept clean before noon. Rest assured, Uncle, we'll keep it all in mind. We wouldn't dare overstep even half a step, as long as you follow the rules. Working here is quite peaceful. Go up front and get your tools. Time to start working. This old man's going outside to soak up some sun. Walks without a sound. Cane lands without a whisper. This Fulong gate truly hides dragons and crouching tigers. Come on, time to work. Dashi. Those responses I taught you yesterday. Have you memorized them? Brother Chen, I've got them all in my head. If you run into formal disciples with unfriendly faces, lower your head and step aside. Just say, Senior Brother's martial arts are unmatched. This lowly one has poor eyesight. If a steward questions you, just flatter them with what they want to hear. Never blurt out anything random. That old man Wei at the scripture pavilion casually mentioned a breathing and stance technique. And it actually made my body, which was deficient in both qi and blood, feel full and energized. This old man is definitely not simple. Over the past half-month, I probed around. So Fulong Gate really did rise from nothing a few decades ago. What's even more terrifying? That Sect Master who's always in seclusion. Chao Yi is actually a cultivator. No one in the gate knows of the old, immortal master's existence. The secrets hidden here run deeper than the abyss. Right now, I'm just an ant. Rushing to investigate would mean certain death. First, lie low. Unlocking the storage pouch is the top priority. Using my cleaning duties at the scripture pavilion, I've been flipping through ancient texts and finally managed to recognize all those ancient characters. This really is a cultivation method that can lead a mortal onto the path. But starting from the second layer, the sinister nature of this technique can no longer be hidden. Forcibly ripping out living souls, refining them into soul banners. Using the soul banners to convert living souls into Yin spirits, thus generating Yin Fiend energy to nourish oneself in return, accelerating cultivation speed. Year-round inhalation of Yin Fiend energy. The fiendish qi erodes the 5 organs and 6 viscera. In the later stages, the Yin Fiend enters the brain. At best, qi deviation, descending into madness. At worst, being devoured by the Yin spirits. Soul and spirit utterly destroyed. Thank heavens. The first layer of this Seven Fiend Art doesn't require living soul refinement. It's genuine, solid grinding work. As long as I complete the first layer and draw qi into my body, Even if it's just a sliver of spiritual power. I can open that evil cultivator storage pouch. Brother Chen, save my life. I'll take care of all the outside chores. Nobody's going to disturb his peace. The 27th full cycle of the Great Heavenly Orbit. For an ordinary person, 4 or 5 cycles a day is the limit. Greed for progress means certain death. Without the precious mirror keeping me alive, this desperate training method of mine would have killed me 100 times over. Ah, damn all. A full half month. Sealing and connecting day and night without rest. And still I can't sense even a wisp of chi. Could it be that this second-hand spiritual root in my body is even worse than the most worthless pseudo-spiritual root? My spiritual apertures have long been 9/10 gone. There's no turning back. Even if I'm but rotten wood, I will carve through the divide between mortal and immortal. No movement at all. Can't hold on much longer. Ow. It worked. Ah. Chi refining, layer 1. Spiritual power has been born. The divide between immortal and mortal. I crossed it. Brother Chen, are you up yet? It's getting late. Time to get to work. It's already dawn. Sat cross-legged the whole night, and it passed like a fleeting glimpse of a white horse. Breaking through to chi refining, layer 1. My whole body feels like it has endless strength. All right, I'm coming. Just who is this old way? He casually taught a basic health-preserving method, and it can so impossibly calm a cultivator's state of mind. This is definitely not some common street fare. Come on, let's grab something to eat first, then head to the front mountain training ground to clear snow. Keep your stance steady. Strike hard with your fists. Hey! Ha! Ha! Big Stone is simple-minded, still thinking the blinding was an accident. Before you have the strength to overturn the board, all your anger is just the barking of a powerless dog. Back when I was still immortal, these martial arts moves looked like a tangled mess. But now, those originally fierce and lightning-fast fists and feet seem so slow and stiff. The trajectory of every punch, the nodes of power release, all of it is full of openings. Stiff technique, sluggish blood, and chi. These so-called martial arts masterpieces, before the immortal path, are utterly fragile. Big Stone, stop staring. Hurry up and finish sweeping this area. We still have to go to the storeroom to haul charcoal later. Look at that. This young master here learned this fist set so fast. Yo, senior brother. My new clothes are dirty. You blind piece of trash, get lost. You dirted my clothes. Can you even afford to pay for that? I didn't mean to. You were the one standing too far out. Still talking back? Today, this young master will teach you some manners. You're asking for death. Io, senior brother, please calm down. Please calm down. This kid's hands and feet are clumsy, and he had no eyes to offend you, senior brother. He truly deserves punishment. But senior brother, what status do you hold? A dragon among men with boundless prospects. Why bother lowering yourself to us, two menial servants? If you got angry and hurt your body over us, or dirted your noble hands, that would be a crime we could never atone for even in death. You are magnanimous and generous, so just let us go like a passing fart. Oof, at least you have some sense. Consider yourselves lucky today. Keep your eyes open when you walk from now on. If you cross this young master again, I'll cripple you both. Let's go. Brother Chen, let's sweep the snow. BB Brother Chen, you really didn't have to spend so much. My clothes only got a tear in them. I could just go back and stitch it up with a needle and thread. It'll still be wearable. Enough. Stop jabbering. This damn weather. If you catch a cold, then all the work at the Hidden Gold Pavilion would fall on me alone, wouldn't it? Consider this money for the clothes alone from me. Once you make it big someday, you can pay me back then. You wait outside here out of the wind for me. The gray robes for menial servants are in the farthest corner. Go in, pick one that fits, and come right out. Don't wander around in there and mess up the clothes of the other halls. Thank you, steward. Damn blind bastard. What rotten luck. Once this probation period is over, this young master will find a chance to take out that blind man's other eye as well. Well, the world really is small. This is actually a perfect spot. I was just worrying about not being able to activate the soul banner. Since you've delivered yourself to my door, I'll borrow your living soul. Go. So this is a living soul. The first time I've done this, and I don't feel the slightest fear. Instead, I feel excited. Seems like deep down I really do have some potential to be a great demonic lord. Do you recognize me? I do. You're the menial servant sweeping the floor this morning. Before being completely refined, there's still time for a soul search interrogation. Tell me your family background truthfully. My name is Zhao Ziding. I'm the young master of a wealthy household outside Cloudwater Town. I have no backing within the sect. Destroy the body, erase all traces. Dead men tell no tales. This storeroom has many exits and plenty of side doors, even if the higher-ups investigate. Who could possibly accuse a powerless menial servant out of thin air? To make a living person vanish without a trace. A month ago, the night young master Zhao disappeared. Were you really sleeping in the woodshed the whole time? You didn't hear anything? The enforcer hall sees all. This lowly one was exhausted from sweeping snow that night and fell into a dead sleep the moment my head hit the pillow. Young Master Zhao was such a precious figure. This lowly one didn't even dare to look at him twice. So how could I know where he went? Forget it. This kid doesn't even have a shred of inner strength. Asking him is a waste of breath. That Zhao Ziding probably couldn't take the hardship and fled down the mountain that very night, or fell off a cliff by accident. What a waste. A whole month of effort down the drain. Let's go. The higher-ups don't plan to investigate anymore. Dead men tell no tales. This case is officially closed. Ugh. Murderous aura piercing to the bone. Pain like knives twisting. But the progress of his demonic art is so fast it's addictive. The power of Ian's soul is draining too quickly. So the treasure mirror can repair dead things like plants, but it can't interfere with the soul's reincarnation. That path is a dead end. Since I can't cultivate the soul, then I'll just feed it nutrients. Oomph. This wild, violent wooden plant death aura, I can't absorb it. But it's perfect for feeding you. An inexhaustible supply of spiritual herbs means endless cultivation progress. Dreaming back to silly days, years stained with wind and frost, rustling pear blossoms by the white cloud side. Like a beloved one worth 10,000 tales, the soul first stirs. Trying to devour my consciousness. Dream on. The precursor of Seven Fiend entering the brain. It seems the price of this shortcut has arrived. Before this hidden danger fully erupts, I must find a method to protect my soul. That warm-up routine, old way casually taught, can actually suppress the backlash of the demonic art. I need to go around it more often from now on. If I can get my hands on a deeper technique, the danger of chi deviation can be completely rooted out. Brother Chen, your health-preserving routine is looking more and more powerful. I was just watching your breathing, so deep and continuous. I could barely hear it all. The sect's food is nourishing. You've grown yourself a fine physique, kid. Come on, let's go sweep the front mountain. Brother Chen, this is terrifying. The weapons in the storeroom have been nearly emptied out these past few days. A great chaos is coming. Do your job and keep your mouth shut. Fulong Gate has been expanding like mad these years, and the surrendered forces beneath it all rely on detaining their families to force submission. Now the three major sects have allied and are holding firm. Sect Master Chao Yi is staking everything on this one battle to completely dominate the Lianyun mountain range. This is a meat grinder of thousands of martial artists. Human life is cheap as grass. For my Een Soul avatar, this is practically a gluttonous feast. As long as I can distinguish myself on the battlefield and rise through the sect's ranks, I can legitimately meet that mysterious Sect Master Chao and uncover the old immortal master's whereabouts. Evil ghosts are formless and invisible to mortals. Release the ghosts in the chaos of battle to devour the scattered soul energy without a soul noticing. Kill two birds with one stone. Martial arts are covered, but I can't neglect my blood and chi either. Huh. Uh. 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 Give me a box. Flying flowers chasing the moon. Spellcraft combined with martial arts. I can defend myself without issue. Everything is ready. But how do I, a 14-year-old, weak as a chicken, mere menial worker, justifiably join this bloody struggle? Flying flowers chasing the moon. Not a single leaf clings to me. This really is a fine sword. The breath-hiding art. As long as I wear it, Even a cultivator standing right before me would only see an ordinary mortal with no cultivation at all. One more trump card in hand. But my cultivation is only that of a remnant soul. The quality of the fiendish chi I refine is too poor, without fresh souls to replenish it. Chi refining layer 2 is nowhere in sight. I had to find a way to get some remnant souls. Prime Minister Bing Run rushed down the mountain overnight. Even the Washout Peak has imposed a strict curfew. The great battle to unify the Lianyun mountain range is about to begin. If I could just get into that meat grinder. The masterless remnant souls scattered on the battlefield will be an inexhaustible supply. Brother Chun, it's dawn. Time for us to go train. Coming. Brother Chun, actually today is my birthday. My dad used to say, after today, I'll be 10 years old. A big kid now. Too bad Dad's not here. Otherwise, he'd definitely boil me an egg. 10, huh? Happy birthday. Once we're done with today's work, I'll take you down to the mountain kitchen and get you a roast chicken to satisfy that craving. Really? Thank you, Brother Chun. Impossible. With my current martial senses, I didn't even catch a single footstep. This old man. Who exactly is he? Greetings, Steward Wei. Greetings, Steward Wei. You two lads. No need to sweep today. This old man has come to assign you a task. The Sect Master has issued a strict order. This time we strike with everything we've got. We must wipe out the remnants of Duanshui gang and the other two factions. The battlefront is vast. Every hall is stretched thin on manpower. All able-bodied menial workers on the mountain are being mobilized to accompany the force. You two will follow the supply carts down the mountain, at the very rear of the line, in charge of cooking and carrying the wounded. Steward, but swords and blades have no eyes. If we go, we might. Don't worry. The menial carts are at the very rear of the line, perfectly safe. As long as you two don't mess up this task, it'll count as meritorious service. Being promoted to full disciples isn't out of the question. Finally, an excuse to get down the mountain. A brutal melee of thousands. That's a natural treasure trove for my Soul banner. As for the safety of the rear, if we get ambushed, the menials will be the first to be caught in the crossfire. We'll follow your orders, Steward, through fire and water. We will not refuse. Prepare yourselves well over the next few days. Someone will notify you when it's time to break camp. Young Chun, haven't seen you in a while. What kind of a mortal pill have you been eating, boy? Your body's grown so fast. Steward. But this old man sees your brow is looking a bit dark. So young. Could it be you've walked too many night roads and picked up something unclean? If you can't suppress it yourself, it could cost you years of your life. He noticed. He subtly pointed out the fiendish chi inside me. Blood and chi failing. No spiritual power at all. Is he a cultivator hiding his true depth? Or just a mortal master of feng shui and physiognomy? Uncle Wei, please save me. I've been having nightmares lately. At night, I always feel cold all over. Have I picked up something unclean? Please, Uncle, show me the way. No need to panic. This old man does have a way to help you ward it off. Please, Uncle, grant me the method. But that'll have to wait until you survive this great battle and come back in one piece. I'll have to be extra wary of this old man from now on. Brother Chun, this place is creepy as hell. Not even a single bird call. If we really do end up in a fight, could the experts of Medicine King Valley suddenly burst out of these woods? If the sky falls, the tall ones catch it. We're just menials who cook and haul. Even if there is an ambush, those 200-plus blade-wielding fighters up front aren't decorations. Less talking, more working. Don't go looking for trouble. Fulong Gate didn't gather its main force to strike straight at the heart. Instead, they split their forces into scattered units, attacking on all fronts. They're afraid the three major gangs have hidden troops on the periphery. Try to wipe them out root and branch. Even better, The leader of this ragtag unit is none other than the master of Sun Chongxiu, the man who took my century-old purple blood ginseng. If I can find the right opportunity to show a bit of value and naturally shed this menial identity, there's great potential ahead. Speak up, everyone. In 2 hours, we move on Maple Grove Manor, 10 li from here. I honestly can't make sense of the higher-ups' orders. Why split our forces into pieces and march to this godforsaken place to suffer? Steward's son. Fulong Gate has always acted with absolute dominance. The minds of those big shots above are hardly something we can fathom. True. With our scorched earth ways, if not for the Sect Master's unfathomable depth, we'd have no place left in the martial world. All we can do now is tie our heads to our belts and follow you through this. Steward. Report. Steward's son, I've scouted the perimeter of Maple Grove Manor and found something extremely strange. What? There's not a single living soul in the manor. Not even a single patrol torch lit. I tried signaling with pebbles and bird calls. No response at all. Are you sure you look carefully? Maple Grove Manor holds many valuables. There's no way they'd leave it completely unguarded. I'd stake my head on it. The manor is eerily silent, and there are no cart tracks or footprints in the mud outside. Not a single trace of a hasty evacuation. If they didn't know we were coming, why would they leave an empty manor for no reason? Could Medicine King Valley have caught wind of something and moved out early? I'm just afraid this is obviously a trap. Maybe there's a killing formation set up in that manor, just waiting for us to walk in and die. So what you're saying is, we just stand here and watch with our 100+ brothers, defying the sect's death order, retreating without a fight. The most pressing matter. We must first send a few men to scout out what's inside. Maple Grove Manor is completely empty. We're in desperate need of cannon fodder to scout ahead. The chance to distinguish myself I've been waiting for has arrived. Steward's son, why fret over this matter? Didn't the sect issue quite a few accompanying labors this time? Scouting is rough work like this. Just let them handle it. And if they die, they die. Yeah, it's you, boy. This humble one is Chen Tuo, paying respects to Steward's son. I'm honored the steward still remembers me. A few months without seeing you, and you've grown quite a bit. Is Fulong Gate's food really that nourishing? Speaking of which, we do seem to have a connection. You've already been assigned to my squad. Steward's son, honored sirs. This boy overheard your conversation while pouring tea, just now. Though I'm but a laborer, I still have a burning passion and wish to earn merit for Fulong Gate. This disciple doesn't want to be a laborer forever. I beg you, sirs, to give me a chance. Oof, boy. You've got some nerve. First, you know no martial arts. Second, you have no schemes. Your only advantage is looking harmless. This is a task that could get you killed at any moment. I think you're desperate to climb the ranks. In response to your question, sir, I'm not afraid of death. And I'm not completely ignorant of martial arts. Oh, you know martial arts? Then why, during the assessment that day, did you not breathe a single word of it to me? Steward's son, please see clearly. This disciple was an apprentice at a martial hall for a few years. I've been obsessed with martial arts since childhood and picked up some crude village skills. But then misfortune struck. I fell gravely ill and was forced to give up martial arts. On the day of the assessment, I knew full well that my third-rate skills weren't worth mentioning. It wasn't until I joined the sect and watched the senior brothers train every day that watching them rekindled a fire in my heart. So I copied what I saw and picked up my old foundation again. Testing my martial foundation. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Good boy. I, son, was blind before. During the assessment earlier, I failed to see you had such skill. Since you have such ability, I'll make the decision right now to recognize you as an official disciple. Tonight, the scouting duty falls to you. If you successfully scout out Maple Grove Manor situation, when we return, I'll recommend you for promotion to inner disciple. Thank you, steward, for your patronage. This disciple will not fail the mission. I'll give my all, even to the last drop of blood. To survive in this chaotic situation, I must keep the initiative in my own hands. This vanguard scouting role suits me perfectly. I can't sense even a trace of life. It's truly eerie. Where do the Medicine King Valley people go? What kind of trap is laid in this manner? Sun Changxiong guessed right. Maple Grove Manor indeed got wind of this beforehand. But they didn't flee. Instead, they turned the tables and set a death trap to bury all 200 of Fulong Gate's men. What a fine hidden compartment. Sealed absolutely perfectly. If I hadn't probed with my spiritual sense. Even with my Qi refining layer 1 cultivation, I never would have detected that I was already standing in the middle of a ring of 50 or 60 assassins. Even a lion hunting a rabbit must use its full strength. I've only just barely stepped into Qi refining layer 1. If I get too cocky, I'll eventually capsize in the gutters of this mortal martial world. But this compartment is dug extremely deep. While it perfectly conceals their aura, it also greatly dulls their perception of the outside world. When I used my magic tool just now, it made no sound at all. They know nothing. 100 Herbs Clarity Pill. That intelligence was real. For tonight's Poison Mist Ambush, Medicine King Valley specially rewarded its elites with this antidote. If I pull back now and report the truth to Sun Changxiong, Sun Changxiong is suspicious by nature and will surely interrogate me on how I subdued the enemy. Even the best case. Even if he believes me. At most, I'll get credit for a scout's thankless work. Since you don't treat laborers as people, why should I care about the lives of you, band of martial ruffians? I'll go with the flow. Let Sun Changxiong and his 200 men walk right in. Once they're deep in the manor and trigger the poison mist, and these 50 or 60 assassins spring into action. At that moment, this manor is a perfect treasure trove of spirit stones. When the two sides are locked in fierce battle, and Sun Changxiong is at death's door, that's when I'll make my move. A paltry scout's merit can't compare to the life-saving grace of aid in dire need. With this great favor in hand, it's enough to earn absolute trust from Fulong Gate's higher-ups. With my trump card in hand, I can advance or retreat as I please. Reporting back, Steward's son, and Honor Hall Masters. This disciple has thoroughly scouted every corner of Maple Grove Manor. There's not a single soul in the entire manor. What's the situation inside? Is it as the scouts reported? Steward, please see clearly. I boldly snuck into their treasury and found the herbs, alchemy furnaces, even the weapons, all still piled in place untouched. It seems these people were scared out of their wits and fled in panic, not even bothering to move these valuables. Good boy. You didn't disappoint me. To be honest, when you went scouting, I still had some doubts, so I secretly sent a few more good men to follow far behind you and do their own reconnaissance. The reports they sent back match your words exactly. It seems Maple Grove Manor truly has been abandoned. Since you've rendered such merit, I, son, always keep my word. From today onward, you are officially promoted to Disciple of Fulong Gate. I will report this to the sect and request a reward for you. Thank you, Steward, for your life-changing grace. Since you know the terrain well, you'll lead the way shortly. Pass the order down. Master Lu and the other laborers stay here to set up camp. All other hall personnel assemble immediately and follow me into the manor to inventory the supplies. Reporting, Steward, we too have searched the front, middle, and rear courtyards and found not a single living soul, nor any saltpeter, oil, or other fire-starting materials. It's definitely an empty city. Brothers, enter the manor. Don't be careless once inside. Black Tiger Hall, split half your men to guard the front and rear gates. Clear Wind Hall, follow me to the main courtyard and seal off the treasury. Medicine King Valley really knows how to spend. Abandoning a setup this big without a second thought. Looks like those bastards are truly scared of us. Something about this feels off to me. This raid was so secret, even our own brothers didn't know the target until the last moment. If they could evacuate so cleanly and quickly, they must have gotten wind of it in advance. How did the news leak out? Steward's son, what's so strange about that? We have thousands of men under our command, a mixed bag of all sorts. In every hall, there's bound to be someone who wants share a pair of pants with the three major gangs. The underlings colluding with the enemy in secret. It's not like it hasn't happened before. Once this battle is concluded, I'll have the punishment hall conduct a thorough purge of the rats within our own gates. The prey has entered the trap. Those lurking in the shadows are about to strike. Not good, this is... Hold your breath. Ugh. Damn it. Those bastards from Maple Grove Manor. They actually set up such a vicious killing trap. Steward's son, this place is not safe to linger. This poison is far too strange. Even though we held our breath at the first moment, this chlorine gas seeps in through the pores of our skin. My internal energy circulation has already begun to feel sluggish and blocked. Hall Masterly speaks truly. If we inhale too much of this poison mist, I fear even the gods couldn't save us. Let's find a way to break out of this manor first. Once we retreat outside, we can plan our next move. Charging through the chaos. Ugh. Steward's son. Go. So you two are the ones leading this group. That one on the ground, unconscious. Take him alive to bring back for the mission. As for these two, kill them on the spot. Leave no one standing. Just a few rats who can't even show their faces. And you think you can stop us? Do you really take our Black Tiger Hall for a lump of clay? If you were at full strength, we might have shown some caution. But you've already been hit by our Medicine King Valley's muscle-relaxing powder. Even if you held your breath, the toxin will slowly take effect. You'll only grow weaker and weaker. All we need to do is hold you here. In less than half a stick of incense, you'll be fish on the chopping block, and dead either way. Since it's death either way, then I'll drag a few of you down with me today. Kill one, and I break even. Kill two, and I profit. How does it feel, you two, at your last gasp? Enough talk with them. Don't let the night grow long. Rush them all at once. Finish them off. Who goes there? It's you, boy. Never thought in a situation like TH. So both Hall Masters still remember me. This Chun is truly honored. Brother Chun, you've been hiding your strength. The debt of today's rescue. We will never forget as long as we live. Once we return to the sect and report. No need. Since you both seen me make my move and learn my true nature, then I'm afraid I'll have to see you both off permanently. The 10th Mass of Origin Spiritual Light should be enough. If I absorb any more, I risk the backlash of the technique. First time defeating 5 in a row. And I feel not a single ripple. Instead, excitement. The baleful chi erosion of the Seven Fiend Art. Subtle and insidious. I must never become a madman ruled by power. Good. Pulse is still there. Artifact fully charged. And the life-saving merit is secured. Time to leave. Steward's son, you're finally awake. This. Chen Tuo. How are you here? Where's this place? What happened last night? Where are home Master Zhao and the others? Steward's son, this is the dense forest over 10 li outside Maple Grove Manor. Last night was truly terrifying. The poison mist came too fast. This disciple inhaled a bit, and my limbs went weak. Just then, I saw home Master Zhao cut down a black-clad assassin. A white porcelain bottle fell from the assassin's robes. In desperation, this disciple grabbed it and swallowed one pill. Sure enough, I felt much better. But when this disciple peeked out, I saw you collapsed and unconscious. And Hall Master Zhao and Hall Master Li were already surrounded tightly by the black-clad man. It looked like they wouldn't make it. What? At that moment, this disciple had only one thought. You've shown this disciple such great kindness. Even if I had to throw away this worthless life, I could never let you die at those bastard hands. While the assassins were focused on the two hall masters, this disciple dragged you into a hidden corner, fed you one of the remaining antidote pills, and then carried you on my back, fleeing through the drainage ditch all the way here, bruised and battered all over. I barely made it to this place. Heaven hasn't abandoned me. Good lad, good brother. I, Sun Changxiong, have seen plenty of betrayal in the martial world. Never did I think that today, a young man like you would pull me back from death's door. Chun, listen to me carefully. From this day forward, you are my Sun Changxiong's sworn brother through life and death. As long as we make it back to the sect, I'll stake my head on it. I will recommend you into the enforcement hall as my personal deputy. Brother Sun, you flatter this junior too much. I only did what I had to do. How could I dare to hope for such generosity? I said it's settled, and that's that. The most urgent matter now is that we must hurry to rendezvous with the other scattered units. Last night's trap was far too suspicious. Brother Sun, what's wrong? Hoofbeats ahead. At least 100 riders. Get off the horse and hide in those bushes. Let's see who they are first. There are people. It's Steward Wu of the enforcement hall. Old Wu, it's me, Sun Changxiong. Old Sun. Goddamn, you're actually still alive. Old Wu, what happened to you all? Weren't you attacking Green Bamboo Manor? How did you end up in such a state? Don't even mention it. Damn it, we walked right into a trap. Green Bamboo Manor was completely empty the moment I led the men inside. Repeating crossbows and poison smoke came from every direction. Their elite forces were already lying in ambush inside, just waiting to catch the turtle in the jar. So it seems the entire Fulong Gate surprise attack plan was leaked to the enemy. The three major gangs were just waiting for us to walk in. By the way, old Sun, the men you took with you were wiped out, and only you escaped. Who's this kid? Old Wu. Don't underestimate this young man. His name is Chen Tuo. If not for this lad risking his life to save me in that poison mist last night, my bones would already be cold and stiff in Maple Grove Manor. He's my lifesaver. Once we return to the sect, I'll be recommending him into our enforcement hall. Young brother, you've got guts. Since your old son's brother, then your family from now on. I wouldn't dare. No time to waste. The news here must be sent back to headquarters immediately. Let's go. I want to see just what the hell is going on here. Hiya. Traitorous scum. Execute the sentence. Stop. The surprise attack failed, purging the mole. This greedy beast, called Fulong Gate, after its fury subsides, is finally baring its most formidable fangs. All units halt. The wind is blowing straight into the valley mouth. Sulfur and fire oil are buried in the earth. The Medicine King Valley people want to use poison fire to trap us all in this Gordneck Pass. Vanguard fall back 30 paces. Archers switch to fire arrows. Target the deadwoods on both high slopes. Loose. Steward's son, when Chen Tuo attacked the Iron Sword Manor stronghold, the movement technique he used was bizarre and treacherous. The Punishment Hall people have reviewed it. That's clearly the forbidden martial arts sealed at the top floor of the Scripture Library. A mere sweeping servant, secretly learning a top-tier technique with an extremely high threshold. According to sect rules, this is a serious crime. Why hasn't the Punishment Hall arrested him yet? A serious crime? He took only 1 year to go from a greenhorn nobody to breaking through 13 crucial strongholds of the 3 major gangs. One man alone is worth half our hall's combat strength. The Sect Master himself has spoken. As long as he can break formations and kill enemies. All that damn sect rules. They all step aside for him. The sect won't just let it go. They'll pour the best resources into him before absolute comprehension and strength rules are meant to be trampled. Edigand Brat. You broke my mountain guarding sword formation, destroyed a century of my foundation. Today, I swear I will make you pay. You talk too much. Where do you think you're going? Uh. Oh. Chen Tuo. This past year, you've repeatedly achieved remarkable feats, proving your strength with brilliant military exploits. By the Sect Master's order, the Shadow Strike Hall has just been established, and you're specially promoted to Deputy Hall Master of the Shadow Strike Hall. In the martial world of Qingzhou now, who hasn't heard of your fame as the Ghost Shadow Swordsman? Even the elders of Iron Sword Manor have fallen to your hand. This Deputy Hall Master position, you've earned it. Huh. Peak of Qi Refining, Layer 3. This 4th layer really is a bottleneck. No matter how I try to break through, I'm still just a hair short. To break through, I can only continue increasing the spirit stone base in my pouch. So I have to go plunder other spirit stones again. It's been a year. Back when I first started killing, my heart would stir with hesitation and calculation. But now, watching vibrant lives wither beneath my blade, my heart is as still as dead water. I even instinctively feel a cold indifference toward life and a hunger for plunder. This uncontrollable emotional detachment. It's terrifying. I want to cultivate immortality. I want eternal life. But I absolutely refuse to become a soulless monster. Greetings, Deputy Hall Master Chen. In 3 days, we strike the Sword Forging Gorge, the last lifeline of Iron Sword Manor. Rumor has it the Heavenly Firmament sword formation is devastatingly powerful. Too bad. The lingering spiritual remnant of that stubborn inner hall steward already spilled every secret. Inside my Black Fiend banner, once we take this place, I can smoothly strip the deputy from my title and become full hall master. A year, I've schemed and clawed my way to this position. But power was never my goal. It's the Sect Master, Chao Yi, yet he remains as elusive as a dragon, showing neither head nor tail. As if this life and death struggle is nothing but a trivial game of chess. Lotus Valley Hall. No matter how far the battlefield, they always collect every corpse after battle and transport them back to falling Sunset Peak. They call it returning to the earth, setting up a grand formation to gather the lingering fortune. Nonsense to fool the martial rabble. A cultivator going through all that trouble to collect mortal bodies. What's the real purpose hidden behind it? Internal purges, round after round. They've even killed several high-ranking members. Yet top-secret intelligence still leaks out somehow. With Fulong Gate's immense power, they should have swallowed the 3 major gangs long ago. But this war has dragged on for a full year. Both sides have suffered countless casualties. Every time intelligence leaks, it results in even more deaths on both sides. As if someone behind the scenes is deliberately controlling the rhythm of this great war, manufacturing more victims. Now the 3 major gangs' destruction is only a matter of days away. When a victory banquet is held and merits are rewarded, that Sect Master Chao, who's been in seclusion for years, will appear in person. If I could just see him, then this entire year of lying low and fighting and killing won't have been in vain. Is this truly a death game of harvesting life force? I'll find out when the time comes. Big Stone, still training this late? You're certainly diligent. Brother Chen. Everyone outside is afraid of Brother Chen. They call him the Ghost Shadow Swordsman. Say he climbed the ranks over countless corpses. But in my heart, he'll always be the one who dug me out of the snow, fed me, and taught me martial arts, my true big brother. If he says one word, I'd jump into a sea of blades or a mountain of fire. This fierce tiger fist is coming along nicely. Your blood and chi are much fuller too. The condensed essence blood pill and tiger bone pills are great for tempering your bones and tendons at this stage. Don't be stingy with them. Brother Chen, this is too precious. This past year, I've already taken so much from you. I haven't accomplished a single merit, just hiding in the rear, enjoying myself. I really don't have the face to accept more. Cut the formalities. You call me big brother, so I naturally treat you like a real younger brother. If I give it, you take it. Get your martial arts up to par as soon as possible. That's the greatest repayment you can give me. Immortals and mortals walk different paths. One day, I will uncover the truth of Fulong Gate, find a trail of the old immortal master, and step into the world of cultivation. I can't protect you forever. All I can do is make sure you have the means to survive in this cruel world before I leave. Brother Chen, I heard from the others. Then in a few days our Shadow Strike Hall is attacking Sword Forging Gorge. I want to go too. Even if it's just holding your horse, carrying your sword, or running errands. No, Sword Forging Gorge is extremely dangerous. Your combat experience isn't ready yet. Going now would just be throwing your life away. Stay put in Falling Goose Valley these next few days. I watched you practice just now. Your stance is solid, but still a hair short. Study that old tree roots deep stance carefully. Why get back? I'll be testing you personally. Yes, Brother Chen, don't worry. I won't slack off. His martial arts are so profound. Shui Tai and I together couldn't last more than a dozen moves against him. But I wonder, is his strategic mind in commanding troops as deadly as his swordsmanship? Deputy Hall Master Chen. Everything is ready. We can break camp at any time. Deputy Hall Master. Sword Forging Gorge is a tough bone to crack. The Iron Mask Sword, Su Taizhan, stationed inside. He's a vicious one. There's always been a rumor in the martial world that Su Taizhan, back in his early years at the peak of the Hotian realm, fought to the death and killed a legendary cultivator. It's probably mostly false, but we should still be on guard. Shui Tai's right. Whether that rumor is true or not, there's no smoke without fire. A Hotian martial artist killing a low-level rogue cultivator. It's not entirely impossible. If he really has killed a cultivator, he must have obtained cultivation treasures. When we get there, I'll extract his soul and interrogate him. There's bound to be unexpected gains. Rumors shouldn't be fully believed. But we must never underestimate the enemy. Stick strictly to the plan. Everyone does their part. Don't lose your composure. Yes. Speak. Lufa. You thieving dogs of Fulong Gate. Don't think you've won some advantage. They could swallow up the century-old foundation of our Iron Sword Manor. But today, with us standing here, Sword Forger's Gorge will be your burial ground. Enough talk with them. If you got the guts, come at us. Watch as our manor's sword formation utterly crushes you. Young. Kill. Form ranks. Third squad, left flank. Strike their exposed lower stance. Right flank, ignore the outer ring. Cut in and disrupt their rhythm. Center, spread out. Encircle them from both sides. Don't meet them head on. Vice Hall Master Chen. This Heavenly Dipper sword formation is tightly defended. If we spread out the center, won't we be exposing our entire strategy to them? Fighting so chaotically, I fear our casualties will be even heavier. Shui Tai has a point. In my view, we should concentrate our best fighters and forcibly tear open a gap. Do as I say. Anyone who disobeys orders will be dealt with according to sect rules. Shift Formation. By order of Vice Hall Master Sun. How is this possible? Who is that kid? How could he see through the Heavenly Dipper sword formation's weakness at a glance? So young, too. Could he be that infamous ghost shadow swordsman? No good. The formation is broken. We can't hold him back. If only Elder Su had come out of seclusion. Retreat. Have all disciples fall back to the rear mountain. Hiya. The ringleader is fleeing. You two stay here and keep commanding the mopping up of the remaining enemies. Don't lose your composure. Those fleeing leaders. I'll go after them. Both of these men were skilled fighters. In just a few breaths, there's not even a trace of a struggle, and they were wiped out. Such fast sword work. Cowardly and afraid of death, fleeing the battlefield. Abandoning their fellow disciples, they deserve to die. Could it be? This is the man Shui Tai spoke of, the one stationed here, who killed a cultivator elder. Su Tai-san. Who is this snot-nosed kid from nowhere? His true chi is radiating with oppressive force. It must be that Elder Su, no doubt. The Black Fiend spirit body is absorbing energy in the chaos of the gate battle. Can't switch back for a while, fine. I'll use you to test out this year of mortal martial training. HM? Such bizarre footwork. This kid looks so young, but his movements are elusive and unpredictable, and his sword strikes have not a single wasted defensive move, all killing blows aimed straight at vital points. Block him. Boy, who are you? My sword was forged from sky-forged cloud iron through 1,000 temperings. How could it be torn apart like paper under your black blade? What kind of divine weapon is that in your hand? My name is not worth mentioning, but I've heard that Elder Su of Iron Sword Manor, in his early years, once killed a cultivator. I wonder if that's true or not. That's right, I did kill one back then. A self-important cultivator. That fool relied on a few crude spells, and thought he was above everyone else. In the end, I took his head with a single stroke. Boy, who exactly are you? Mortal martial arts, testing complete. Without using spiritual power, I can hold my own in a frontal fight against a Sect Master. Time to end this quickly. No point wasting more time. Whoever you are, you think a single sharp weapon guarantees your victory over me? I haven't even shown my real techniques yet. Ugh. Not good. It can even damage the black sword. These flying needles are magical artifacts. You block the needles? Impossible. These needles are mortal treasures. They pierce through anything. What exactly is that black sword of yours? Go. Boy, losing your weapon is a fatal mistake. What? The art of object manipulation. That's a cultivator's technique. Sciention true chi, a body like a furnace. It does have some effect against cold energy. But against absolute cultivator techniques, it's nothing but a mantis trying to stop a chariot. Now, how did a mere Hotian martial artist like you manage to kill a cultivator? Spill the whole story. Every last word of it. That man was gravely wounded, could barely even stand. I hid in the shadows and struck his vital meridian from behind with one heavy blow. Just as I suspected, all talk. A dying, chi-refining early-stage loser. His spiritual power spent. Got ambushed and finished off by a mortal martial artist. What did you find? On his body? A spirit pill. I swallowed it and broke through to Sciention. A blue flying needle. And a palm-sized thin plate. Like jade, but not quite jade. I couldn't activate it with my true chi, so just kept it on me. A jade slip, like jade, but not quite jade. Zhang Rue performed steadily on the show. The whole thing was full of drama and amusement. Without spiritual power, a mortal naturally couldn't open it. The Thousand Silk Needle, a high-grade magical artifact refined from the life thread. Silk of the ancient beast, the Thousand Silk Spider. Silent and traceless, it specializes in piercing protective chi barriers. No wonder it could even damage my black sword. The Jade Slip says, this Thousand Silk Needle comes in a full set of 6. With all 6 needles out, even gods and ghosts can't defend against it. Though I only have one damaged one now, with the treasure mirror in hand. If I repair this one, and then duplicate the other 5. I can complete this killing formation. This trump card must never be exposed. The basic spells I've been secretly practicing all year are still rough for combat, but for cleaning up loose ends, they're perfect. Time to head back and report. These two resisted to the end, but I've thoroughly suppressed them. Those two fighting together. Even I would have needed 100 rounds to take them down. He chased after them for barely the time it takes an incense stick to burn, and took them all out without a scratch. Sect Master Chen is mighty, but while you were in pursuit, did you happen to see Elder Su Tai's Han, the one stationed here? That man has been famous in Qingzhou for years, with superb swordsmanship. We were all on guard for him to strike, but from start to finish, he never showed his face. Could it be that he saw the tide had turned and fled on his own? If that's really the case, then I suppose it saves us the trouble. Otherwise, with his level of swordsmanship, even if the 3 of US joined forces, I fear he might not have taken him down so easily. I chased all the way, and only saw these 2 leaders. There was no trace of Su Tai's Han to be found. It seems the man truly had foresight. He slipped away early. Good riddance, then. We truly dodged a hard-fought battle. Ah, the 3 major gangs are utterly wiped out. From this day forward, in the whole Qingzhou region, Fulong Gate stands alone as the sole power. I heard that at the victory feast in 3 days, that Master Chow, who's always in seclusion, will personally appear to reward merit. There's even a rumor going around that the Sect Master is a legendary cultivator, and for that reason, he'll bestow immortal opportunities. Immortal fortune? No wonder everyone from every hall is rushing back like mad. But when it comes to the top credit, it has to go to our newly promoted Shadow Strike Hall Master, Chen Tuo. These past few days, people have been flocking to his courtyard to curry favor. They've practically worn down his doorstep. Save your breath. Hall Master Chen has closed his doors to visitors. He won't see anyone. A man of his caliber. How could we ever hope to climb into his good graces? That old man was truly a divine figure. This heart-cleansing mantra's power to suppress fiendish energy is incredibly potent. After returning victorious, I went straight to the Sutra Library to find him, only to find the place empty. It wasn't until I went back to that old, broken-down woodshed that I found this booklet under the bedboards. He had seen through me from the very start. He calculated I'd be devoured by my own demonic arts. He left behind this technique to suppress killing intent, then vanished without a trace. Was this man a lone cultivator hiding from the world, or a true master toying with the mortal realm? Well, no matter his origins, this debt of gratitude, I, Chen Tuo, will remember. After expending a great deal of the treasure mirror's energy, I finally managed to fully restore this set of 1,000 silk needles. They share a single origin, their resonance perfectly natural. Now, at Qi Refining Layer 4, my spiritual sense has grown tremendously. Controlling them is no longer a struggle. I am Zhao Hu of the Tiger Might Hall. I've long heard that Hall Master Chen is young and accomplished. Now that I see you in person, you truly live up to your reputation. Let me toast you with a bowl. I, Chen, am not much of a drinker. Let me use tea in place of wine. Hall Master, all these people came here for you, and you can't even crack a smile for them. Ha! So this is the Shadow Strike Hall's Master Chen. He really is quite young. I, Han, have been in this sect for over a decade, and I'm still stuck running a broken-down hall. Hall Master Chen, at only 16 or 17, already stands shoulder to shoulder with us veterans. What's to come of this in the future? Truly, the ways behind drive the ways ahead. I don't know where to hide my old face anymore. Hall Master Han. Now that you mention it, I recall something. When we attacked Thousand Stream Island the other day, the Fierce Tiger Hall was responsible for the frontal assault. I heard the casualties were heavy. The Shadow Strike Hall had, the night before, silently taken out. There are 3 hidden sentry posts on the eastern beach. I suspect what your hall had to face that day would have been far worse than just those men. As for what Hall Master Han said about standing shoulder to shoulder, I, Chen, don't see it as anything special. In a martial world, we live on the edge of a blade. What matters is skill, not seniority. If Hall Master Han feels my position isn't secure enough, you're welcome to come find me for a spar anytime. Hall Master Chen jests. Chao Yi, founding Sect Master of Fulong Gate. After a year and a half of lying low, I finally get to meet the man himself. Let's see just what kind of being you really are. Qi Refining, Layer 8. A full 4 layers above me. And that strange fluctuation he's hiding. At the edge of his spiritual energy, it shares a certain origin with the killing intent. Inside my own body. Today marks a great celebration for our Fulong Gate. To have reached such heights is not the achievement of this Chao alone. It was won by all you brothers, working as one, licking blood from our blades. Inch by inch, foot by foot. I must also thank all the various powers for showing our Fulong Gate a measure of respect. Today, taking time from your busy schedules, traveling from afar. I, Chao, thank you all. We swear our lives to the Sect Master. Today, we reward merit. All who have rendered service shall be rewarded. Chen Tuo of the Shadow Strike Hall. Dream Lily Hotel Pillow, cervical spine version, with springs. Helps relieve pressure on the cervical spine. Sleep well. Very well. At the assault on Greenwood Ridge, you burned the pursuers at Medicine King Valley. At the battle for Hidden Sword Peak, you broke the Heavenly Dipper Sword formation. You even led 800 elites to take Sword Forge Gorge, severing the last strategic stronghold of Iron Sword Manor. To have achieved such merit at such a young age. So young, yet carrying such a heavy killing intent. I imagine on the battlefield, you were the most ferocious in charging the enemy lines. Quite a few souls must have perished under your blade. Killing intent. He sensed the fiendish energy within me, if not for the inner armor concealing it, and my diligent practice of the heart-cleansing mantra to suppress my bloodlust. I wouldn't have been able to hide it from him today. The Sect Master flatters me. This disciple was merely doing his duty. Ha ha. Since ancient times, the Tao is not lightly passed on. The divide between immortal and mortal is a natural chasm. But you brothers have followed me through life and death. This bond is heavier than Mount Tai. So today, I shall make an exception. and bestow upon you a divine, immortal technique. This technique is called the Fulong heart method. It was created by blending the immortal arts of breathing with mortal internal energy cultivation. Even ordinary mortals can practice it. It can strengthen the body and bones, prolong life, and even temper the spirit, nourishing the mind. En immortal technique. The Sect Master bestows an immortal technique. We swear to follow the Sect Master unto death. This Chao Yi carries a strange aura that shares its origin with mine. And now he's generously letting mortals cultivate this technique? What kind of scheme is this old fiend weaving? This Fulong heart method is what Chao has created by blending immortal breathing arts with mortal internal energy. Even with a mortal body, one can certainly practice it. The bone gathering hall, which collects the corpses after battle. And that faint, strange aura around him. Connecting all these pieces, the deeper I think, the more it chills me to the bone. This is definitely not just some benevolent technique for prolonging life. Once this victory feast is over, I must study this immortal technique thoroughly and see what's really hidden inside. However, what Chao has just described are the benefits of this technique, but an immortal technique is ultimately no trivial matter. You must each assess your own condition and progress step by step. Do not be hasty. Do not overstep your bounds. If you force your cultivation due to insufficient comprehension and end up mad or deranged, then even I won't be able to save you. Rest assured, Sect Master, we will heed your teachings. We would never dare to be greedy or reckless. An immortal technique should naturally have its thresholds. For the Sect Master to go this far for his brothers is already a tremendous kindness. But there's no need for you to worry too much. The Tao is not lightly passed, and the way does not walk in vain. Since Chao has chosen to impart this technique to you all, I will not simply abandon you. Within this year, any of you who encounter questions during your cultivation may write them down. Then 1 year from now, Chao will, atop the main peak of Luoxiao Mountain, formally open an altar and expound on the Tao, answering questions for everyone one by one. Passing down techniques would have been enough, but he insists on personally opening a forum to preach. A Qi refining, Layer 8 cultivator, who could walk the great path of quiet cultivation, yet instead founds a sect in this mortal martial world, and even personally answers questions. This leisure is a little too excessive. Since everyone is gathered here today, in such a lively gathering, I, Tao, have one more request. Yinner, come up here. Everyone, this is my daughter, Chao Yinner. She is 15 years old this year. This girl is indeed exceptionally beautiful, not like ordinary young ladies who are shy and reserved. She carries a bit of playfulness. Presenting her publicly today, what does this mean? What's this? Could it be that our home Master Chen has taken a liking? That look in his eyes. I didn't see you staring so intently at anyone before. Our home Master Chen is a hero in his youth, and this young Miss Chao has just come of age. A perfect match of talent and beauty. But they say this young lady's temperament is truly quite domineering and forceful. Ordinary men can hardly get a second glance from her. She's one who only admires the strong. Our home Master Chen has a fearsome reputation. Who knows? This young lady might have been secretly watching you all along. Deputy Hall Master Shui, you're quite well informed. You've even figured out her temperament so thoroughly. But speaking of which, I've been in the sect for over a year now, and I've never once heard that the Sect Master had such a daughter. What's so surprising about that? The Sect Master is a cultivator. His ways are mysterious by nature. His family affairs aren't something ordinary disciples can inquire about. Very few in the sect know of this. Just a handful of the upper echelon. I only vaguely heard my uncle and the elder council mention it once, but I'd never seen her with my own eyes. Today, I finally get to see the real person. Indeed, she's blessed with a beautiful face. The Sect Master hid her away for so many years. Yet today, he brings her out in public. I wonder what scheme he's cooking up. I'm sure everyone is wondering why I Chow brought my daughter out a show today. Speaking of this, I'm afraid you'll all find it amusing. This daughter of mine has been the apple of my eye since she was little. When she was young, she pestered me to teach her martial arts. But I, Chow, couldn't bear to see her suffer. The path of martial arts. Bruises and injuries are common occurrences. How could I bear to let her endure such hardship? But this girl is stubborn as a mule. Some time ago, I specially selected several elders from the sect, the most skilled and most senior ones, and had them take turns teaching Yinner martial arts. But who would have thought? After studying with the elders for a while, she came running to me, refusing to learn anymore, no matter what. She said staying with those old folks was just too boring. She insisted on finding someone closer to her age. So today, taking this opportunity, I thought I'd let my daughter choose for herself. Everyone here is among the finest of the younger generation of Fulong Gate. Surely there's someone who can catch this girl's eye. Would anyone be willing to take on my daughter as a student? 15 years old and never trained in martial arts. This Chow Yinner clearly has no cultivation talent. Master Chow going to all this trouble to find her a mortal martial arts teacher. This is a perfect opportunity. For over a year now, Master Chow has remained in seclusion. I've never been able to probe his true nature. If I can use teaching this girl as an excuse to come and go from the Sect Master's residence legitimately, then uncovering his secrets won't be a problem. Yinner, sitting in front of you are the most promising young talents of Fulong Gate. One of them might just be suitable as your teacher. This is Deputy Hall Master Shui of the Shadow Strike Hall. His swift sword has few rivals. He seems quite suitable to be my teacher. Note him down. You're sitting in the Shadow Strike Hall's master seat. So you must be Chen Tuo, the one who became Hall Master at just 16 years old. That's me, Chen. How strange, I'd heard that you rose to Hall Master at such a young age, and imagined a dashing young hero. But seeing you today, you look so utterly ordinary. Nothing about you stands out in the slightest. Thinks I'm ordinary. If I release the chi refining layer for energy within me, even a wisp of it, you, young miss, would probably be unable to stand right now. I also heard your best martial arts are the flying flower chasing moon sword and the cloud crane ninefold step. Those two arts are extremely difficult. Ordinary people wouldn't even dare touch them. Yet you alone practice both at once. You truly are a remarkable person. Mis Galfalato man. Chen simply felt these two arts happened to suit my temperament, so I picked them up and practiced. As for whether they're difficult, I never really gave it much thought. Well then, I thought it over just now, and I still think, even though you're a bit ugly, the two martial arts you practice happen to be my favorites. From today onward, you are my teacher. Honored by your favor, young miss. I, Chen, will do my utmost. Lower your elbow by half an inch. Don't tense your shoulders too much on the initial stance. Got it. Hey, senior brother Chen, how's this move I practiced? Isn't it much better than yesterday? Barely passable. I practiced for 3 whole days. Can't you give me one compliment? Miss Chow, swordplay is about killing the enemy, not showing off. When you struck just now, your breath leaked 3 times. Your footwork was off by 2 inches. If you were facing an enemy, those flaws would be enough to get you killed twice. For the past month, I've maintained utmost caution. But Chow Yinner's disdain for me is written all over her face. Aside from training, it's only training. Seems she really did latch onto me just for martial arts. Completely different from her unfathomable father. Senior brother Chen, this move, Flying Flower Sword Moon, could you demonstrate it one more time? Watch closely. This video title. Amazing. Did you see clearly? I saw it clearly. Senior brother Chen, with my aptitude, how many years would it take to reach your level? If Miss Chow trains diligently, 5 years to initial mastery. 5 years is way too long. By then, I'll be an old maid. Miss Gao, why are you so fixated on martial arts? With your father's abilities, even across the entire Qing province, no one would dare lay a finger on you. Why put yourself through such hardship? My father is my father. I am me. I don't want to rely on his protection my whole life. Besides, my father is always in seclusion. I barely see him a few times a year. Even if I wanted to rely on him, I wouldn't have the chance. Your father's cultivation is profound. It's normal for cultivators to stay in seclusion for long periods. Normal my foot. Other people's fathers at least show up every few days. But my father stays in seclusion for months at a time. Sometimes I don't see him for half a year. The days he's actually spent with me probably don't even add up to a year. So I'd rather learn some real skills myself. Even if no one protects me in the future, I won't be pushed around by anyone. A month of groundwork. Finally, the moment is ripe. Miss Chow, your father built the Fulong Gate. From nothing, all on his own, and he possesses cultivation arts. It truly commands admiration. Speaking of which, I've been fascinated by the immortals since I was a child. But a mortal is, after all, a mortal. I've never even laid eyes on an immortal master. Miss Chow, as the daughter of an immortal master, you must know quite a bit about the immortals, right? You're asking the wrong person. My father is a cultivator, but he never speaks to me about such things. I asked a few times when I was young. He'd either brush it off vaguely, or put on a stern face and tell me not to ask. As time went on, I stopped asking altogether. Your father is quite the mysterious one. Mysterious is an understatement. Honestly, even my own origins, I've only pieced together over the years. From bits and pieces he let slip. They say decades ago, my father had a brief romance. In Kangwu Town, north of Qingzhou, my mother was an ordinary woman from the town. After I was born, for reasons unknown, they went their separate ways. All these years, I don't even know if he's still alive. I can't even remember what he looks like. After a month of probing, I've learned nothing about the wild cultivator's secrets. Instead, I found out about this. The Sect Master's old romantic tale in Kangwu Town. An ordinary woman. What's really hidden in all this? Enough of these stale old stories. Brother Chen, let's stop training for today. I'll come find you tomorrow. Take care, Miss Chow. I dumped the mountain of case files and dispatches, all onto Shuetai and Feng Yan. They grumble about it. But for Chow Yiner's sake, they swallow their complaints. As for Sun Changxiang, he's utterly loyal to me. I promoted him to deputy and put the master under him as an errand boy, with that life-saving bond between them. Even if I leave Fulong Gate one day, that fool of a master will still have a solid backer. A month now. This scripture, a few thousand characters at most. I've dissected it dozens of times, and I can't find a single flaw in it. Since I can't spot the trick, I'll just have to test it myself. The Naiwan Palace, the seat of the soul. This technique actually borrows the immortal's method of gathering qi, to let a mortal's fragile soul receive a sliver of nourishment and tempering. Mortals know nothing of the divine. They can't actively refine their own souls. Chow found a different path, creating this miracle of persistence. Dripping water wears through stone. A complete transformation. With the soul tempered, focus and reaction time naturally rise with it. These fools mistake the heightened state from a nourished soul for a breakthrough in martial arts. Chow would never be so charitable. He's gone to great lengths to make his men's souls more refined. What's his endgame? Half a month ago, I went to inspect the burial grounds holding tens of thousands of violent corpses. It should have been thick with wind and murderous. But that massive grave of 10,000 yin. Not a trace of qi. SBK 0. All empty. The bone hall keeps shipping back to the mountain. They're not even here. Teaching the heart technique is to fatten up the living souls. Like livestock. Collecting the war dead is just a smokescreen. Those bones and lingering souls were already moved by that. Sect Master Chow to some other hidden place. For some unspeakable purpose. Chow is a qi refining, layer 8, and I, with over 100 clumps of remnant souls, barely broke through to qi refining, layer 4. A gap of 4 full minor levels. Like a chasm between heaven and earth. Against such absolute disparity in power, any rash probing is dancing on a knife's edge. Since he's set up this grand scheme of soul nurturing, I'll play along with his game. Step into the trap myself. I'm a cultivator. My understanding of scriptures far exceeds any mortal's. The moment this Fulong heart technique shows signs of backlash, I can forcibly sever the connection. As for Chao Ye's secrets, no rush. Now that I'm Chao Yinner's teacher, using this girl as my excuse, given enough time, I'll pry something useful out of her. And when that so-called sermon comes in a year, we'll see what this old monster is really selling. Back at the graveyard east of town, that evil cultivator left behind 2 storage pouches. I've opened a gray one. But this black one, now that my cultivation has advanced, and my spiritual power is several times denser, it's time to try again. Break. Huh. Chi refining, layer 4. And I can't even scratch the surface of this seal. Just how terrifying was that evil cultivator's cultivation in life? For him to keep this so close to his person and seal it with such a domineering restriction. Whatever's inside is even more sinister than that soul banner. Back at the graveyard, it was you that burst out with golden light and blasted that evil cultivator's soul to pieces. I pour spiritual power into it now. Nothing. This thing's great. It's far beyond anything I know. Wait, the mirror's white light hasn't stopped. When old Luo gave it to me, it was already like this. The mirror is still repairing it, which means when old Luo got his hands on it, this golden pearl was already damaged. Chun Xiang. That was close. Just one glance at those runes, and my soul nearly collapsed. If I fully restore it and trigger some unpredictable backlash of energy, I won't even leave ashes behind. A man is innocent, but the jade at his waist is a crime. If I ever run into that old immortal master, and he sees the pearl has been repaired, the mirror's heaven-defying secret will be exposed, and that will bring death upon me. No rushing this golden pearl. When my cultivation is higher, when I have enough strength to protect myself, and when I understand the full stakes, then I'll repair it. After days of bitter practice of the heart-clearing mantra, the killing aura coiled in my spiritual court has finally been suppressed. Finally, I can cultivate again. Over this past year, to survive in this chaotic world and maintain my cultivation, I held back as much as I could. But in the end, I had to refine over 100 human lives into this artifact. But now that I've broken through to Chi refining, layer 4, I have a method to condense Insha pills. As long as I forcibly compress the formless killing aura into a solid pill, I can summon the mirror and restore it infinitely. 1 pill becomes 2, endlessly. With the mirror as my foundation, I finally don't have to kill wantonly to cultivate. Open the source, store the essence. Go. The remnant shadow is dispersing. If I don't deal with it now, it'll vanish. Ah, done. The power contained in this pill is pure and dense, far beyond the scattered chi drawn from artifacts. And it's not as violent as spiritual herb roots. Mirror. With this endless supply of resources, the chasm between mortal and immortal break. Chi refining, layer 5. It came naturally. These past 6 months, with a heart-clearing mantra protecting my spiritual core, and an inexhaustible supply of Insha pills. My cultivation speed, if ordinary cultivators knew, they'd be picking their jaws off the floor. Brother Chen, why did you rise so late today? I've already been practicing alone in the courtyard for half an hour. Here I come. Raise your wrist another inch. Your stance is unsteady. The flying flower moonboat sword demands a single killing strike. Your sword today is so limp, flaws everywhere. If you met an enemy, you wouldn't survive a single exchange. I'm done practicing. Miss Chow, you seem restless today. Even your most practiced sword forms went wrong. Did something trouble you? It's my father. He's been getting stranger and stranger lately. My father used to go into seclusion often, but at least every few months he'd come out to see me and test my martial arts. But ever since the last celebration banquet, for over half a year now, he's locked himself away in the rear mountain forbidden grounds. He won't even see me once. The Sect Master is a cultivator, pursuing the great path of immortality. Perhaps he's reached a critical breakthrough point and can't allow anyone to disturb him. That's why he stays shut in. Critical point, my foot. A few days ago, I missed him so much. I waited for the guard rotation and snuck to the edge of the rear mountain forbidden grounds. Guess what I heard? My father. He was talking to himself in there like a madman. Miss Chow, don't panic. The Sect Master is a transcendent, immortal cultivator. How could anything happen to him easily? But this kind of abnormality is indeed rare. Did you manage to hear what the Sect Master specifically said? Was he perhaps chanting some profound immortal incantation? If his cultivation truly went wrong, that would be a matter concerning the very foundation of Fulong Gate. We absolutely cannot be careless. I was too far away. I couldn't hear clearly. I just felt like he was talking to something. His tone was vicious at times, and reverent at others. I vaguely heard him calling out old man over and over. And something about master. Because I was too far away, I couldn't see clearly. I was terrified, and accidentally made a noise. My father noticed. He burst out of seclusion directly, his eyes bloodshot, as if he didn't recognize me. He tore into me with a furious scolding. He even nearly raised his hand against me. In all my life, even when I made the worst mistakes, my father never lost his temper at me like that. Brother Chen, do you think my father might have cultivated those immortal arts too intensely and gone into chi deviation, even losing his mind? Secluded for a year, talking to himself. Old man. Master. Someone Chow you would call master. Could it be that old immortal master of Fulong Temple? That old man Luo kept thinking about on his deathbed? Behind Xiao Ye's back, there's actually a living cultivator hidden. Ah, enough about these stale old matters. Brother Chen, let's stop here for today. I'll come find you tomorrow. Gosa Fuli, Miss Gao. The old man and Master Chow Yin are mentioned, are almost certainly that old immortal master. But if Chow Yi and the old immortal master were master and disciple, why does no one in Fulong Gate know? And why did the old immortal master vanish without a trace? The temple was transformed into today's Fulong Gate. Chow Yi is no good man. A chi refining layer 8. Cultivator, founding a sect in the mortal world. waging wars on all sides, yet deliberately controlling the pace of battle, letting both sides suffer endless casualties, and after battles, going to great lengths to collect the corpses. Over the past half-year, I've been using the mental method to nourish my spirit. When mortals cultivate this method, the results are even more immediate, full of energy, old wounds healing, even staying awake for days in excitement. The technique itself is not strange. What's strange is Chao Ye's intention. He didn't spread this technique to strengthen the sect. He needs a batch of mortals with highly refined spiritual essence. As for what he plans to do with them, it's definitely nothing good. Less than half a year remains until Master Chao's promised sermon. Do I keep lying low? Or make contact proactively once? Hall Master Chen, are you in courtyard? What Hall Master? Brother Sun, you're teasing me again. We're brothers. Call me whatever you like in private. Haha. SBK 0. I'm telling you, Brother Chun, you stay cooped up in this courtyard all day, never going out for a walk. Those lads at the hall are about to forget what the deputy hall master of our dark staying hall looks like. Hell, look at Dashi. His martial arts are improving by leaps and bounds. A few days ago, he sparred with me, and lasted several exchanges already. His head's still a bit thick, though. But no matter. Give me a few more years to train him, and I guarantee he'll shed a few layers of skin, and come out a sharp one. Thanks to Uncle Sun's guidance, I made some progress. Brother Chun, I haven't seen you in so long. Not bad. Your body's gotten sturdier, and your bearing is steadier too. Dashi, your tenacity has earned even Brother Sun's approval. That proves you've truly put in the hard work. But don't get complacent. The road ahead is long. Don't worry, Brother Chun. I won't slack off. Brother Sun, what brings you here today? I saw you've been cooped up in this courtyard for half a year, and worried you'd go stir crazy. Brother, to be honest, I really have to thank the inner sect Fulong mental method the Sect Master bestowed. This immortal art is truly miraculous. I feel like I've gotten 10 years younger. I don't even need to sleep as long each day. I get up before dawn to practice my fists. My whole body has endless strength, especially lately. No matter what I train, my mind feels especially clear. Those moves I could never figure out before now come together with just a little thought. No matter how I train, I never feel tired. This kind of miraculous effect is practically unheard of, but the technique is good, sure. Some of the verses and incantations are just too obscure. My aptitude is dull. There are a few spots I've pondered for ages without cracking. I thought of your monstrous talent in martial arts, so I came specifically to discuss and ask for your insight. Speaking of which, once I fully comprehend this entire mental method, I plan to teach it to Dashi personally, hand by hand. He's young now, and his status isn't high enough. But with your position in the sect, teaching him privately would just take a word from you. Dashi has good bone structure. If he could learn this technique, his future prospects would be limitless. Brother Sun, this can't be rushed. How old is Dashi now? His bones and tendons haven't set yet, and his temperament isn't stable. This method is good, but it was transformed from immortal arts, far beyond ordinary martial arts. Right now, he needs to build a solid foundation. He absolutely cannot reach for the stars. If he trains recklessly, and it disrupts his mind, the loss would outweigh the gain. Dashi, don't think your big brother is blocking your path. In cultivation, it's all about progressing step by step. Once your martial foundation is a bit stronger, and your temperament a bit more steady, there will be plenty of time to learn then. Whatever Brother Chen says goes. I'll listen to you. Big brother only ever acts in my best interest. I'm in no rush to learn. And that kid Dashi, his head's a bit thick to begin with. If he got tangled up in all those convoluted incantations and went in a chi deviation, that would really be lifting a rock only to drop it on his own feet. Fine then, as my brother says, we'll take it slow. As long as I've shielded him, as long as that uncut jade, Dashi, hasn't been tainted by this cage spirit cultivation method, then it counts as a blessing within misfortune. As for Sun Changxiang, he's already in too deep. If I try to forcibly stop him, it would only alert the snake. This past month, I continued coaching Chao Ninger in martial arts every day, as usual. I figured dripping water wears through stone. I could use it to extract information, or find some excuse to meet Xiao Yi and probe the situation. But I never expected Xiao Yi, who'd been in seclusion for over half a year, emerged without warning a few days ago. The moment he came out, he issued a death order. Summon every steward in the mountain, and all hall masters to gather in the main peak's grand hall. A show of force like this, it's anything but routine. In the past, meetings were always held in the side hall on a mountainside. For Master Chao to put on such a display today, no wonder these people are muttering among themselves, terrified that some hall botched its duties and brought down a catastrophe. Since everyone's here, come on in. Yes, Sect Master. Opening the door from a distance. That's just the most basic object-moving art. Nothing more than a trick to fool mortals. What's truly strange is his voice. In that one short sentence just now, his breath was weak and unsteady, and the tail end of his words trembled faintly, like someone just recovered from a long illness, their vital energy badly depleted, forcing themselves to sound strong. We pay our respects to the Sect Master. Rise. Take your seats. His blood and chi are drained to this extent. The English copy repeatedly says, "Yep, that's right," and similar content, emphasizing the display of what real mammals look like, with no time to pursue ordinary women. That faint, bizarre aura from half a year ago has now thickened to the point of being almost tangible, and the spiritual energy fluctuation in his body hasn't advanced at all. Still stuck at chi refining, layer 8. After over half a year in seclusion, his cultivation hasn't progressed an inch. Instead, he's been entangled by such horrifying corpse chi. This lofty Sect Master. What in the world happened to him?